and love, and bless you with peace from above. It's a blessing for you, it's a blessing for me, a blessing for each member of our family, a blessing for everyone here in our home, a blessing for shalom. It's a blessing for you, it's a blessing for me, a blessing for each member of our family, a blessing for everyone here in our home, a blessing for shalom.
May we, the children of the world, not repeat the mistakes of past generations. May we, the children of the world, find a new way of living. May we, the children of the world, use our energy and optimism. May we, the children of the world, have a new vision for this planet. May we, the children of the world, live in harmony with you, your creation, and each other. May we, the children of the world, not repeat the mistakes. Free us from the traps of old arguments and ancient battles. May we, the children of the world, find a new way where the riches of some are not at the expense of others. May we, the children of the world, use our energy and optimism. Overcome the barriers and fences of the past. May we, the children of the world, have a new vision for this planet, so that we waste less and save more. May we, the children of the world, live in harmony with you, your creation, and each other.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So nice to have you with us on this first day of July. Very exciting weekend coming up. We get to celebrate our nation's independence, but first we get to celebrate Shabbat together. So if you want to join me and clap your hands and sing along, and let's do it, okay? Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. We're gonna clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Gonna clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. We're gonna wiggle our fingers, gonna clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Oh, wiggle our fingers, gonna clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Gonna nod our heads, gonna wiggle our fingers, gonna clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Oh, nod our heads and wiggle our fingers, clap our hands. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. We're gonna shout, hooray! Gonna nod our heads, wiggle our fingers, gonna clap our hands. We're so glad Shabbos is here. We're gonna shout, hooray! Gonna nod our heads, wiggle our fingers, gonna clap our hands. We're so glad Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Shabbos is here, Shabbos is here. We're so glad that Shabbos is here. Oh yeah. Bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom to you and all my friends. The Shabbat candle's gonna burn real bright. The Shabbat candle's gonna burn real bright. Shabbat candles burning bright. Let us know it's a Friday night. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all my friends. With Shabbat challah, it's so good to eat. Shabbat challah, it's good to eat. Shabbat challah, good to eat. It's a special Shabbat treat. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all my friends. For Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. Shabbat day, my favorite day. Shabbat day, it's my favorite day. It's the day I get to say Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to you and all my friends. Well, Shabbat shalom to all of my friends. You may notice that one of my friends isn't here this evening to celebrate Shabbat with us. Rabbi Kupitz is away on a trip, so he will not be here with us tonight, but we wish him a Shabbat Shalom and his family Shabbat Shalom, and he sent already Shabbat Shalom to all of us, because where he is, it was Shabbat about 9 hours ago. He's all the way on the other side of the world. But we're going to start our Shabbat tonight with lighting of our Shabbat candles. So I'm going to move over here to the candles. And I'm going to take my torch. And I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to make 3 circles, one for myself and my family, one for all of my friends, and one for all of the people in the world. And then we're going to say the blessing together. You ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech Haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. As I open my eyes, oh, look at that, it's Shabbat. It's so nice to be with you. We're going to welcome the Shabbat with a very special song we call Lecha Dodi. Come my good friend, come my dod, my beloved, my close companion. Let's go and greet the Shabbat bride together. And the kind of the basis of this song is that we imagine Shabbat as if she were a beautiful bride or a beautiful presence coming in to join our family, coming into the room with us, and we say, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala P'nei Shaban Nekabla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala P'nei Shaban Nekabla Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Umevorach Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom Umevorach Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala kala Pene Shabbat Nekabla Lecha Dodi Likrat kala Pene Shabbat Nekabla And now that we welcome the Shabbat bride, we formally begin our time of connection with God by singing together Baruch Hu. Lai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Lai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Va'ed. Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Va'ed. And we continue with Shema Yisrael, our prayer that reminds us that we are all connected, that we are all one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Our tradition says that every day we should be grateful that we are a free people. This weekend, I think as I already mentioned, we're leading up to our 4th of July, our celebration of the freedom that our country gained from Great Britain way back in 1776 with our Declaration of Independence. We Jews have a similar experience that occurred thousands of years earlier when we were freed from slavery in Egypt. And we sing about that at every service, our prayer of Mi Chamocha. Who is like you, God? La da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh norati hilot. O say fella, o say fella, malchutcha ra'u banecha, v'kayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, malchutcha ra'u banecha, Kol Kayam Lifnei Moshe Miriam Seili Anu Ve'ameru Adonai Lo Lelam Lelam Vaem Yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 dai. As we continue, we're going to take a moment to remember our ancestors, our avot ve'imahot, the mothers and fathers who came generation after generation before us. And before we do that, we will ask God to open up our lips so that we can say words of gratitude, of praise, of thank you for all the beautiful things that we have in our lives. And if we can't think of a lot of beautiful things that maybe we have in our lives, take a moment to do that as we sing this. And, at the very least, we can just be grateful to be here, to be all connected by our technology. And I can feel your presence, even though we're not together here in our sanctuary, although we will be together next week in our sanctuary. Rabbi will be here, and we invite all of you who choose to come and join us at 6:30 here at Temple Beth Israel. Adonai sefatai tiftach Ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips so that I may pray to you with all my heart. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. So this evening, because I don't have anybody to help me, we're going to just open our ark as we sing our Torah song. Won't be able to take it out or like next week, march around with it a little bit. So I invite you all, if you are at home and if you're able to, please rise as the ark is open. And I'm going to open the ark and then I'll come back here and sing our song. And then after I close it, we will have our story. Eitz Chaim hi lemachaziki ma betomcheha me'ushar. Eitz Chaim hi lemachaziki ma betomcheha me'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life. To those who hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life. To those who hold fast to it, all who embrace it are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. There was once a Shah in Persia, and his name was Shah Abbas. He was very bright, and he enjoyed a good sense of humor, and he also liked to speak in riddles, letting the stories themselves convey his message. While most of his court was still pondering the story, one of his ministers, a Jew named Mirza Zakai, would smile, already understanding the Shah's intent. One day, in the midst of discussion about many things with his ministers, the Shah asked them this question: "What is the sweetest melody of all?" "Oh, it's the sound of the flute," said one, "especially when it's the only voice in the night air, played by a shepherd watching his sleep on a lonely hillside." "Well, I think it's the sweetest melody that comes from a harp," said another minister. "It can lull one to sleep and into the land of wonderful dreams with its uplifting yet soothing songs." "The sound of the violin is the sweetest," said a minister, "and its sound can be sweet in a happy, lively way, as well as in a sad and haunting one. Most definitely, the answer is the violin." Not one of the ministers agreed with one another. The sound of bickering filled the throne room. Only Mirza Zakai, among all the ministers, was silent. He did not suggest what he thought was the sweetest melody. Days later, when everyone had forgotten about the argument over which melody was the sweetest, Mirza Zakai invited the Shah and all of his ministers to a banquet in their honor. When everyone was seated at the great table, musicians entered the hall to entertain them. There were harp players, violin and flute players, and drummers. Music filled the air with its beautiful sounds, and the guests couldn't help but wondering, for there was no food on the table, not even a morsel. Perhaps they thought servants would bring the food into the banquet hall on platters, and so they waited patiently, enjoying the music. But no servants came bearing trays of food, and the guests' hunger grew. This was most unlike Mirza Zakai, who was famous for his usually generous and abundant portions of food that he offered to those lucky enough to be invited to his house. Usually the table was laden with all kinds of delicacies as soon as the guests sat down. And then when they had eaten their fill, yet more food was brought to the loaded tables: copper vessels of rice and meat dishes, pitchers of wine, and trays of sweet honey and nut pastries. This time the guests were too embarrassed to say anything. They just sat there listening to the music with less and less attention. This went on for hours until midnight. They had no idea why Mirza Zakai had invited them to a banquet if he wasn't going to serve them even one spoonful of food. A few of the guests began to complain in quiet tones to their neighbors. Many wished they could get up and leave, but that would be an insult to their host, who was such an important minister. Finally, after all those hours had passed, Mirza Zakai motioned to a servant. The servant left the room, and then he re-entered, carrying a large pot of cooked food. The spicy smell filled the air, and a look of relief passed over every guest's face. Then Mirza Zakai took a silver spoon, and he beat on the pot lid. Clank, clank, clank. The servants began to put food before the guests, who ate as if they had never seen meat and rice before. Only Shah Abbas had not begun to eat. He was looking at his host and smiling. "Ah," he said, "it was not until a few moments ago that I understood why our friend Mirza Zakai had not fed us all these hours and had us sit here listening to all of these talented musicians play their instruments. It was to show us which is the sweetest of all melodies. To the ear of one who is very hungry, the clink of a spoon on a pot lid is clearly the sweetest of all melodies." And that tale comes all the way from Afghanistan. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my rosh, up in my rosh, up in my rosh. I got that Shabbat feeling up in my rosh, up in my head to this day. I got that Shabbat feeling down on my reglayim, down on my reglayim, down in my regline, got that Shabbat feeling in my legs, paragliding down in my regline to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling deep in my lev, my heart, deep in my lev, deep in my lev. I got that Shabbat feeling deep in my lev, deep in my lev to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling, bechol gufi, I got it, bechol gufi. All over my body, got that Shabbat feeling, bechol gufi, bechol gufi to stay. I got that Shabbat feeling all over me, I got it all over me, all over me. I got that Shabbat feeling, it's all over me, all over me to stay. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. It was great to share Shabbat with you. Of course, we'll be here next week for Shabbat in person and online, as we have been now for about 2.5 years, maybe a little less, but it's great to be connected in this way. Just want to, I don't really have any more announcements to share than that. If you were used to coming on with us on Mondays or Wednesdays or on Saturday evening for the last 2 years, we are currently on hiatus from those. We started our hiatus, our last Zoom Siyum was Wednesday for a while, and as we get closer to the fall, we'll have some new options for people to connect with if you are unable to connect with us here in the sanctuary. But we are always going to be online for our family service, for our regular Shabbat service, and we hope you will join us. We're going to close with our family blessings, so if your family is close, I invite you to connect with them, and we will share it together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Have a safe weekend and 4th of July holiday, and Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you all soon. Thank you.